Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to This Is Our Town. And welcome back for me, because it's been like 3 weeks since I've spoken to all of you folks out there, because I've been out of our town. I was over in Hawaii, and I loved it. It was great, but it's always great to be back here in Monroe. And on today's show, we have a very special guest. We have a young man who reminds me how little I've accomplished in life. A young man who has more credits than let's talk a little bit about it. He's a dancer, and he's won a bunch of awards for all of his dancing. He's an actor. He's a model, I believe. He's won a bunch of awards. He's got a bunch of credits in TV shows, movies, plays, movies. I don't know if movies yet. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. But it's his mom and dad own a pretty famous restaurant right here in Monroe, is called Amaya's. So with us today is my youngest guest ever, Mr. Brady Amaya. Brady, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is really cool to have you.
I'm really happy to be here.
Well, and I'm not kidding. When I first found out that you were going to be on the show, and I started, checking into all the stuff that you've done, I started to think to myself, man, Jeff, you haven't done anything. You're like 52 years old and you haven't done anything. And here you got, you've been on TV, and you've been on you got all these, you've won, how many awards have you won for your dancing? Like dozens, right?
Yeah. Maybe, definitely more than 20. Yeah. More than, way more. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the acting that you've done has been on some big things here. Just in February, you were on a show, an NBC show called This Is Us, right?
Yes, This Is Us.
And you had a co-starring role in that show.
Yes.
And then you are going to be in a play in Los Angeles here pretty soon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you got a pretty big role in that play, right?
Yes, I'm a lead role in that.
And what's the name of this? You want?
I would
Go ahead. You'd rather not say? Yeah. He's looking at. Hey, wait. He's looking at his dad right now, because you're gonna laugh when you hear this. He's looking at his dad. He's like, "Can I say this? You're gonna be in the darn play. I would imagine you can say it. All right, go ahead, say it.
Miss Lily Gets Boned.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty neat. It's a little adult oriented, but
I don't think I haven't gotten anything for it. All I know is that I'm a lead role in it.
Yeah.
I'm not in any of those parts, obviously.
No. Pretty sure you're not.
Yes.
You're playing a 10-year-old, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a 10-year-old.
And you're 12.
I'm
right?
actually 12.
You just turned 12.
Yeah,
right?
I just turned 12. June 6th.
Happy birthday, by the way. Well, you know what? That's really cool, but that's not it. That's not it. You've also been on an HBO show. Well, it hasn't aired yet, right? We can't talk too much about that. We can't talk about there's a Netflix show that you've been on. We can't talk too much about that because that hasn't aired yet either. But the bottom line is this: you have been involved in just a ton of things, and you're 12 years old, and I'm 52, and I haven't done squat. What the heck? That's crazy, man. So.
And I'm also dancing for the Sparks, LA Sparks, the WNBA team in LA.
Oh, thanks.
At the Staples Center.
Add another thing to the resume.
Yep.
Make me feel even worse. So let's talk a bit about how you got to be where you are right now. And so joining us today is your dad, which we've already mentioned. Your dad is Tino Amaya. Tino, how you doing?
Fantastic. Yep.
And Tino, you are joined also by Nikki Blanky, and Nikki, you're the one to blame, right? You're the one to blame. You are Brady's you are Brady's dance teacher, and Brady got he won. Tell us how it all started and how he moved on to bigger and better things.
I was 7. Yeah,
he was 7. He actually, we do bring a friend once a year at the studio, so all the kids can kind of bring somebody from school, get them interested if they've showing any interest, or they just want to bring somebody to dance with them. And he came with a couple of his friends from school.
Yeah.
And signed up for a hip hop class, and he was a little afraid to go in at first, but after his first class, he loved it. We put him on stage at the recital. He was the hit of the show.
Imagine that.
And his little 45-minute dance class. So then he tried out for our company team. and it just exponential from
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So he did a couple years on that, and then he won a national title. Did you do that your first one? Yeah, your first
Yeah,
year.
my first year.
He did a solo and won the national title his first year, and then the next year we did.
Well, wait a minute. Was it after that one that you approached Dad about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said
What did
you
you-
got to get him an agent to get
There
him an
we go.
agent. He's got it factor. He has
Yeah.
it.
He definitely has it.
He has it. He
But
doesn't know
he's
what
got
it is,
it.
but he has that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. He's
Passion and
shaking his head.
talent.
I have no idea what you adults are
Magic.
talking about, but good. Keep it that way.
So yeah, he just kept dancing, and then he decided that he was going to add the acting, and he just rolled it all in, and then he got a moving truck and he took off.
He took off.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He comes
Yeah.
home to see us. He comes home to see us.
So
At
Dad,
Viva, yeah.
proud Papa, come on in.
Yeah.
So Dad, you own Amaya's restaurant, which everybody in town knows that, right? And
my family and I.
okay,
Yeah.
and then in addition to that, you're also a State Farm agent, right?
I am State Farm agent going into this is my 16th year. I'm
16th
going
year,
into
really?
17 years, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right on South Telegraph.
Okay, all right. Now, right before the show, we were talking a little bit, and Nikki alluded to it, that you guys are like heading to or already in L.A.
So Braden and I have to plug my wife Jennifer, his stepmom. We're a blended family,
Right.
and so when everything kind of took off for Brady, the three of us, my former wife, and then of course my current wife and Brady, so all four of us kind of sat down and we said, okay, we had all these agents and managers, and we had taken Brady out to an international competition called IMTA, and of course he came back with 13 individual medals and awards, and of course he was Dancer of the Year, so he won an International Dancer of the Year award. And so at that point, we had all these agents and managers and just beating down our door. When we got back to our home agency, which is Starbound Talent, she said, you guys are going where I can't take you. So pick a manager. And so we all sat down, and between the four of us, my wife said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give up my career, and I'll take him out to L.A. if you guys don't mind, and we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, he and my wife Jennifer, his stepmom, his stepmomager,
Momager.
yeah, his
Yeah.
stepmomager,
Stepmomager.
Uh-huh.
yeah. They've been out in L.A. since last February, pretty much full time.
Yeah.
Just kind of coming back and forth and working with him full time.
So Brady, you just came back just to be on my show, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you are way older than your years, I'll tell you. Look at he figured that out. He was about to say, "Oh no, I'm here for other reasons." And then he saw my face and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's it." Of
course.
Look at this kid. I tell you, no wonder your resume is so much better than mine. So tell me, what do you like the most? What do you like doing the most, Brady?
Well, everyone always asks me that, but
You like both the acting and the dancing?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they usually go off in seasons. Like acting is usually more like I guess you could say up and going during like September-ish until around like end of April, and then that's when dance starts until September. Like that's when all the like dance auditions come.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's really cool. Now, what about school?
School?
Do you get homeschooled or
Yes.
do you?
Yes, I'm homeschooled, and that works out
Your
really well.
stepmomager do that too?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well,
we work
and
together.
you know what? We have to plug airport community
Uh-huh.
because he's an airport student.
Okay.
And so when all of this started, we met with the principal, Mr. Freestone, who then got us connected to the superintendent, and then we all kind of sat down and said, okay, he doesn't want to leave Carlton. Brady enjoys letting everyone know he's a Monroe Carlton kid. And it's kind of cute when he's out there in LA and people are like, where are you from? They go, well, where's
Carlton?
Carlton? Yeah.
South of Detroit.
Like, come
And
on,
so
you gotta
that's
know
his
where
thing. He's
Carlton
like,
is.
South of Detroit. That's where I'm from, you know? And so, we met with the school system, and they said, you know what, we have this program now. We've never done it with anyone across the country like this. But if you guys are willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you. And they have been absolutely tremendous, even to the point yesterday, every 6 months he has to have his California work permit redone. And so we have to get a signed statement from the school. And the principal showed up yesterday, baby in tow, in a pair of shorts and a T-shirt, like, hey, man, I'm ready to do this right now for you, and signed off on everything, pulled up his grades for us so that we could get a copy of his transcripts and stuff to take back because we have to turn that in for his work permit. If he doesn't maintain a C average, then he can't act, he can't perform. He's pretty much done. So
yeah.
California is pretty strict on it, and
Yeah.
and airport has been tremendous. They've been great.
Well, that's cool, and that doesn't surprise me. You know what, Brady? When people ask you where you're from, just keep saying Carlton. Yeah. Just go Carlton. What do you mean you don't know where Carlton is?
It's Carlton.
Yeah. And then when they say, and then don't say south of Detroit. Say north of Monroe.
North of Monroe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
North
Yeah.
of Monroe.
Yeah. Say that's my town. Yeah. Say, and then tell them that the best show you've ever been on was This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right. Hey, Nikki, come on back in here. So, Nikki, you got to be just as proud as mom and dad
100%.
and
Absolutely.
stepmomager.
Yes, it's awesome to see it. Like all the kids watched him on TV when he was on This Is Us, and we make sure that we try to follow along as much as we can because it makes all of us very proud, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. So and now tell me a little bit about the dance studio that you're at and where you're teaching.
I own Viva Dance Company
Okay.
here in Monroe.
Okay.
We're going into our 15th season. We're located on Telegraph right there at M50. We have we sit between 250 and 300 students each year, and we've got the company program that he's in. We've got about 35 kids on that. They train pretty seriously, and then we've also got a performance team program that's kind of in between. It's a competitive dance program, a little less committed, and then we've got a very large recreational program and a big preschool program.
Okay.
So we try to give back to the community that way, try to keep the kids busy and involved and help them find things to do with their time. And it's more than dancing. It teaches them how to be hard workers and
Yes.
Yeah.
set goals and work hard and
Get
achieve all
disciplined.
those things.
Yeah.
We want to make productive members of society. That's the goal.
Absolutely.
They don't have to dance forever, but they have to be good people forever. Hard
Yeah,
workers.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So is it exclusively kids or
Exclusively children. We sometimes do an adult class here and there. We've just found that parents are busy with their children, and the children always come first. So when their schedule changes, then they can't come anymore, and so it gets a little difficult to run that. So mostly children.
Not
for
only
us.
that, but once you get to be my age, you can't teach me to dance anymore.
That's not true.
There
It's
is
fun.
no way you
It's
could never
fun.
teach me to
It's
dance.
just for fun at that point.
Bill, that's for sure. Because it wouldn't look good, I can tell you that.
We'll make it work.
If I could jump in
Yeah,
really quick,
of
I
course,
do
yeah.
have to give Nikki credit because the LA Sparks, Galit, his choreographer right now that he works with every day, after one of the practices, she pulled Jen and I aside and she said, listen, she said, I work with a lot of kids and I see a lot of kids come through this program all the time, every year. She said, this kid, wherever he came from, let his home studio know they did a great job getting him ready for this level of dance because it's tough. I watched him, practice and I watch what he does. And so to hear that and to hear them say, whatever his home studio is, let them know. I mean, they're doing the right things and getting these kids ready to come to the next level, which is a professional level. So that's what you get at Viva, So
Yeah.
I want to thank you for that. Absolutely.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, Tino, because Nikki, you deserve it. That is great. And now let me give you one little plug here. So if you as a parent out there want your kid to be famous, and you want to call Vivo, give us a phone number and an address again. What is it?
Our address is 355 South Telegraph Road, right there at Telegraph and M50. And our phone number is 734-384-VIVA. We also have a
384 Viva.
website. Yep, we have a website, www.vivadanceco.com.
VIVO?
VIVADANCECO.com.
Viva.
Viva.
Viva. Oh,
Yep.
See, that's why I had to have you spell that out.
Yeah.
So it's 734-384?
384 Viva.
384 Viva.
Yep.
VIVA.
VIVA.
All right, I got it. Okay. All right, just in case I want to make some kid famous, and that's your motto, right? We make kids famous. Right?
Of course it is.
Yeah. See, you guys are catching on to this radio thing pretty well.
Brady. I'm taking my notes from Brady.
Yeah. Just watch him. He's the one teaching us everything. Yeah. So Brady, what do you expect to be doing when you become like an old geezer like me?
I mean, from hearing from people that are
Way
older than
older?
me,
Yeah,
the older
yeah.
than me, people
Uh-huh.
that are older than me.
Yeah.
I know I've heard that they start getting achy all over the body, and
That's
so then
true.
I hope I can still dance like a little bit, still be able to dance, and I hope that I could still like do movies and stuff like that.
You won't be flipping around like you're doing on them YouTube
Oh, no,
videos. I
no.
guarantee you that. Not when you're my age.
No.
And if you are, good for you, man. So keep flipping around as long as you can because it looks like fun. I
Oh,
wish
it's a
I could
lot
do
of
it.
fun.
I bet it is.
Sometimes it can be scary, but
Yeah?
it's a lot of fun.
Do you get dizzy? You made me look dizzy
Oh,
just
yeah.
watching you do it.
I get dizzy all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How do you keep from falling on your butt?
I mean, that's just a lot of core strength and then also arm strength and
yeah.
leg strength.
Yeah. So now do you get that strength from just practicing the dance moves or do you do other stuff in addition to that?
I mean, obviously, I do a lot of push-ups and
Yeah.
sit-ups and
Do ya?
crunches and stuff like that because you have to have like the muscle strength in your body to
Right.
be able to do all of it, you know?
Yeah. Did Nikki make you do all that stuff? Did she teach you how to do all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of that whole discipline thing, right?
Yes.
That we were talking about earlier, right?
It's hard
That-
work.
It is hard work.
Yes.
And you make it look so easy, and that's why everybody's so impressed with what you've done. So you worked really hard, and then you took something that we all know when you get to be my age, you know how hard it is what you do, but really you make it look like anybody could do it.
Yeah, when you first do it, like when you first get like a new trick or like
Yeah.
a new type of turn or something like that,
Yeah.
it will be hard and you'll make it look like it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then once you like get used to doing it, you'll make it look really easy.
Yeah, yeah. So, one other thing I want to ask you about, and that's the acting part of it. So, do you think that maybe when you're older, do you think that when you're not dancing quite as well as you were before, that maybe you'll focus a little bit more on the acting part of it?
Probably like obviously once I get older and maybe like around in my 50s or something like that.
Yeah.
I might start doing I might
It's not that funny, man. 50s are coming a lot sooner than you think.
sorry. I'll probably start like focusing more like do like more acting, but I'll still
Yeah.
hopefully be dancing.
Yeah, I hope you will be too. That's really cool. It's really great to meet you, man. And we have the momager just walked in. Momager, hey, welcome to the show. Come on in. Get up next to a mic here.
Hi.
So tell everybody and introduce yourself to the rest of Monroe.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Jennifer Webb Amaya, and I'm the step momager for Brady.
And we want to say you've been doing a wonderful job, and you're all the way back here from LA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Here this week.
so you guys, and again, you guys came in this week just to be on the show, right? You guys flew in all the way
course,
from
of
LA
course, yeah.
to be on This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And so you gave up your career to do this, right?
I did. Yes.
And what's that been like for you? And how hard has that been?
It's been a rewarding experience. Brady and I have had some really fun adventures doing all of this. We've had many stories. We should write a book
Yeah.
about all of the stories that we've had and some of the things we've come across. And every day is a new adventure in LA. We always find something to laugh about.
Yeah, well,
But it's been very rewarding. It's been very hard. It's not easy.
I bet.
I recommend for anybody who wants to do something in this, just, it's fun, but it is very, difficult at the same time. So.
yeah,
But it's worth it.
Yeah, and I got to ask you because for me, it seems like. Do you have any background in any of this kind of stuff? Where managing a career like this?
Yes, I used to be a vice president for a pharmaceutical company, and I also was a regional sales director for several different hair care lines and in the cosmetology and aesthetic world because I have an esthetician license. So I have a business background.
Right.
So the business part of it's pretty easy to me, and obviously I've done sales my whole life pretty close to, and so the sales part and talking with people and agents and being on set and getting to know people when Brady books everything, then it's been pretty easy for that part for me.
Well, well, easy. You make it make it look easy. I'll tell you
It's
what.
not easy.
Because the hard part's got to be when you're in the business world, in the pharmaceutical world, and you have all those contacts. You've spent years building up all those contacts, right?
Correct.
And then now you're getting into the entertainment industry. You're moving all the way across the country, and now you have to reestablish contacts in an entirely different field than what you're used to. That had to be an incredible challenge for you.
It is, and it still is daily. Brady and I, Brady teases me on how many people I follow on Instagram, but it's because I know what's going on in LA. And, in the dance community, we've been able to make really close friendships. For instance, the choreographer Phil Wright, we've been able to he's got a well-renowned program called the Parent Jam. Brady and I have been on it 3 times.
I know. I've seen some of that on Facebook. You got some pretty good moves yourself there, lady.
She's gotten a lot better since our first time.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have a whole new appreciation for, Miss Nikki and what everybody does, because you learn a routine in an hour and a half, and then they throw you in front of a camera and
well, less than an hour and a half.
Less than an hour and
like
a half.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
and
for
then
him
you
it's
work on
nothing,
it.
but obviously for me, I'm not a dancer, so.
Oh, man.
But we've been able to make friendships with him. So every time he has a new one, he's texting me directly, "Hey, Jen, Brady, you guys coming?" And he's very well connected in the dance world out there. He's works for MC Hammer and choreographs the Lakers, so all kinds of things. So just like little things like that, going to some of these events and then going to some of these classes where these other high-known, well-known choreographers and establishing a rapport with them. We've been able to do that, networking.
And
Sales.
and what's interesting is and maybe it's almost an advantage, because social media really is a brand new thing. I mean, it really is. It's a brand new way of marketing and getting and building connections and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone I know, for someone my age, it's a little difficult to start getting into that. And I realize the importance of it. I see it in politics, for instance, which is something that I'm sort of interested in. You see that it's an entirely different, in the music industry. Everything revolves around social media. You get a new song out and you put it on where? On YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, right? And all these social mediums. And that's what you have to be used to, that whole brand new thing. So you're kind of getting in on the ground level. Maybe it's even better for you to be doing this at this stage in your life than, say, somebody who's been in that industry, the dancing and the acting industry, for their entire lives as an agent or whatever. And here, they got to get used to these different modes of connections. You get to do it in the way that it's now sort of designed to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And every time, I ask Brady, he's been asked to be an influencer at certain times for Instagram as well, because he's getting more involved, and he's posting all of his things that he's doing out in LA, and, people are interested in that. And then they also, as I follow people on Instagram, I always post, and they're starting to follow me, in which I always post his, handle, so that they follow him.
Right.
He's posting, so we're kind of tag teaming the same thing. And that's how we found out about, his Sparks, women's NBA dance team, is they asked him to dance.
Oh, yeah? Really? Because they saw
of
that stuff on social media.
His dancing and all of his interests and whatnot. They direct messaged us and say, "Hey, we'd like this out and try it."
Yeah, I'm kind of learning a little bit about that stuff, because my son is he's an up and coming musician, singer songwriter, and he's got his own little band, and he's doing the same sort of thing. He's going to the school up in Detroit here in a couple of weeks. He's going to start at the Dime in Detroit. So I know what you mean, because he's trying to do the exact same things.
Yeah.
And that's how you do
snowballs.
it. Right.
It really does snowball.
Yeah.
I have a lot more people. I have a lot of kids magazines that, like, up and coming young stars are starting to follow him and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's harder to post the acting. He's really, really come along with his acting. Like right now, he's very, very high in demand right now on his acting side.
Really?
He's, we're talking we had to give up probably 2 or 3 projects this week to be here.
Oh, yeah?
On his acting side.
Just to be on This Is Our Town.
Yeah,
with Jeff
just
Yorkie.
to be here, just for this.
That's really cool of you
but
guys.
yeah, he's really
Brady,
starting
way to
his
go, man.
acting,
Thank
but-
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, by the
anytime.
way, Brady, who's MC Hammer? Do you know?
I've heard of him.
Me too.
Can't touch this.
Yeah, I know can't touch this. I know that.
Yeah. Everybody does, yeah.
But we can't
Well,
post
everybody
all
my
of-
age does.
We can't post any of his acting because everything's proprietary.
Right,
And it's
right,
prior
right.
to being filmed and all of that.
Yeah,
So all I
yeah.
can do is continue to post all his auditions and whatnot. So-
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I can't announce, if we're in contract until he's actually officially booked something for acting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just hard to post some of that.
Yeah.
But more to come because, he has filmed a couple of things. And so come January, we can let you know what those things are. And he's booked a couple co-star roles now.
Can't wait.
So
It's going to
you'll
be
able
cool.
To see him on TV and Netflix and HBO.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. So you
Neither can I.
So
I know
So-
he can't wait to see himself.
Brady, what is your favorite social medium to go on? Is it Instagram? Is it it's not Facebook. I know that you're way too
No,
young
I
for
don't
that.
like Facebook.
No, I know you're
I like Facebook.
No, because you're way too young.
I would say it's TikTok.
Facebook is for old
I
folks
mean,
like me.
I like Instagram and YouTube the best.
Do you?
Because
Oh, yeah.
YouTube, there's like all like dance videos and
Yeah, right.
basically like everything on there.
So if I want to follow you on Instagram, what do I got to do?
My Instagram is Brady Amaya 1.
Brady Amaya 1.
Yes, and my Facebook is Brady Amaya.
Brady Amaya.
Yes.
Okay. BRADY.
Yes, BRADYAMAYA.
Perfect. All right. That's really cool, Brady. I am really proud to have gotten to know you, and I'm really happy for you taking the time out to come all the way here from Los Angeles
Yeah,
just to be on This Is Our Town.
Anytime.
If you would have called ahead of time, a little sooner, maybe we could have arranged it so you could have done this by phone. But you know what? I'm kind of glad you came in person because I really wanted to meet you, and I'm glad I did. Well, you can come back anytime you like. So,
Oh, yeah.
so seriously, if anything ever comes up and you're back in town and you want to come back on and tell us all about all the things that you've been working on, that would be really cool. I'd appreciate that.
of course.
Yeah. All right, and everybody else, Nikki, I want to thank you, Momager. I want to thank you, Dad. I want to thank you, everybody. You guys, step Momager, right? And because shout out to Mom too, right?
Yes.
Mom, because Mom is
Yes.
just as she couldn't be here today, but just as important, right?
Yes.
And she's been a huge influence in your life as well, right?
Yes, she
Well- she's
made
given-
a lot of my costumes for my dance competition.
Yeah.
Yes, and she still does for the team. She still sews costumes. Yes.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Yeah, and she's allowed us to be able to go off to Los Angeles by ourselves.
Yeah,
So-
right. Exactly. That's got to be hard. That's got to be hard.
Absolutely.
You have no idea. 12 years old, as a parent, that's like the hardest thing you can do. You always want the best for your kids, but it's really hard to watch them. You want to see them
Grow up.
every single day.
I
We
know
can't
she
help
doesn't
it.
want
We're-
me to grow up.
No parent wants your kid to grow up ever. We never want them to grow up. That's right. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes with him. Well, all you guys, want to thank you so much for being on This Is Our Town, really seriously. And again, come back anytime you like.
Of course.
All right. That's all the time we have for this edition of This Is Our Town. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.